Hi, I'm Bill Laberis, Editorial Director of the Enterprise CIO Forum. I'm joined now by Woody Hall, who was CIO of General Dynamics Information Technology, and we're here talking about enterprise security. Woody, thanks very much for joining us on this very important subject.
It's my pleasure. Happy to be here, Bill.
Now, you've had some pretty sensitive jobs in pretty sensitive departments of the government, Homeland Security, Department of Energy, among others. Woody, what's changed recently that's really sort of upped the ante of concern about security in the enterprise today?
I think the biggest change I've seen is that these threats are much more sophisticated and much more persistent than they were in past times. It's become a major part of an enterprise CIO's job is to worry about how to keep our strategies for defending our infrastructure in step with the threat, which is constantly evolving.
So in essence, the volume has really been turned up on enterprise security and the need to look very closely at it.
That's right. It's moved beyond a purely defensive strategy to one that's more holistic, and certainly the way we go about it has changed over the last 24 or 36 months. And as I talk to my colleagues around town, it seems like we all are moving in a new direction. 5 or 6 years ago, I think most of us were in a predominantly defensive kind of mode. It was all about firewalls and trying to keep the bad guys out of your infrastructure and to try to protect your information and your business practices and your intellectual property that way. But today, they've become so good and they're spending so much effort and resource on trying to break into your business that keeping them out is really not achievable anymore. They're going to get in. So it's not if, it's when. And so your strategy's got to accommodate that, which means we all spend more time on monitoring, trying to have a clear picture of what normal looks like inside your infrastructure so that you can detect patterns that are different. And then when you find something that looks like it may be an intrusion, that you can rapidly deal with it. You can sequester it, you can put a surgical solution on trying to mitigate the risk or mitigate the damage. And then of course we all have reporting requirements that we have to deal with depending on what the severity of the event is. But it's more about being able to detect and respond quickly than trying to just block it all out.
So the presumption is the bad guys are going to get in and you're going to do a lot of things to mitigate the potential for damage. How do you balance what you need to do in that regard against the requirement for the organization to be more agile and make more information available to more people when they need it?
It's a balancing act, and you need to work very closely with your business partners. You have to use a risk mitigation scheme of some sort. You've got to understand what the potential events are, what their potential consequences are, and then maximize the security that you achieve with your countermeasures in a way that minimizes the restrictions that you put on your business practices, so that you kind of optimize the security you get and maintain as much flexibility for your operations as you can.
Wow, a balancing act for sure.
It is.
Well, Woody Hall from General Dynamics Information Technology, thanks very much for joining me today.
My pleasure.
And I'm Bill Laberis from IDG saying thank you for joining us as well.